Right. First of all, I want to know a little bit of your job as an editor in the Know Your Main.
So my main job is to kind of take the lead in the two things that we do on the site, which is go through the user-submitted entries. A lot of them tend to be, not the most trending ones. And then the other part is to come up with a weekly program where, if you'll notice if you go on our site regularly, every week we come up with a recurring theme that's relevant to what's going on the internet now. So something that recently featured was space exploration. Because of this whole Mars landing thing, space is back in the topic, and there's actually been, because space is such a nerd-centric subject. There's been lots of things that's been done with Mars landings before, and just space exploration in general. So every week we try to find a recurring theme that stretches over a lot longer than just now, and try to provide more context.
And you're talking during the speech about mutation during the spread of the memes. So how hard is to you or the process to find the exact meaning of the meme?
Right. I think that's the funny part is more and more I research memes, and naturally the older memes tend to have more variations, and because of that they're harder to research. And usually Google is really our bread and butter of our research, and there's lots of custom Google searching that you can do to narrow down your results. And I'll just say with some of the older memes that have been really popular, let's see, even Rickroll now. To research Rickroll, you would have to go through page 30, 40 of the Google search results to actually, scrape the bottom of how many mutations and variations are there. Yeah, wait, does that answer your question?
Yeah. Okay. And the spread, in Facebook here in Brazil is really big, and and you said that during the interview. And here in Brazil, Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of the Facebook, criticized Brazilians about that. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think a person like Mark Zuckerberg, and this is kind of on a related note, 4chan's Mood. I think they are prominent figures enough, and this is just my view, but they're prominent figures enough that they have positions and stances where they kind of have to stay in. And I don't know. I've never really had personal talks with Mark Zuckerberg or even seen him, but I think maybe it's because Brazil has more of a progressive approach towards copyright and, on a tangent, anonymous web. I don't know, maybe that's one of the reasons why he's not approving.
One last question. The memes have been used to criticize TV shows, web shows, and I don't know if that was the real purpose of the memes in the beginning. So what do you think about that?
That was actually the part that I really wanted to get into but ran out of time, was supercuts, and how supercuts is basically a microcosm of a pop culture meme. Because if you think about how supercuts are put together, it's a history of a one cliche line or one script line that gets repeated over generations. And because there are websites like Internet Movie Database, Internet Movie Script Database, and lots of websites where you can literally download clips from movies. And with all of these resources, I think Supercut is like a very, very good example of how remix and mashup culture has meaning beyond just I don't know what's going on. It could have meaning that's constructive for both pop culture and the internet culture, I think.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.